What else do you want to know?
Words.
Words. Okay, let me think. You know, that one's interesting because different than a lot of songs. That one I was consciously trying to write a happy song. I was trying to write one that was not as verbose and maybe a little less introspective, something that was just a love song. So that's why there's metaphors and things, but they're a little simpler than most of my work. But that idea of words and words and words, that's because I think that all the time. I talk a lot, and I think a lot, and I write constantly. So I have this feeling like I would, like my best experiences with people that mean something to me. My goal in a relationship is to be able to not have to talk, and we just get it. And usually that happens after a long time. I have that with very, very few people. Like I said, my best friend, who's like my sister, my tour manager, who's been with me since I was a teenager. There's certain people that have been around for such a long time that it's a look and we're in hysterics, or it's a look and we just know what's going on. And I like that. I look for that because that means that I can let this relax for just a minute. So that's Words. It's actually just a really simple song. It's funny because a lot of people like it and I never really play it because I'm always a little embarrassed that maybe it's just silly. But I hope I can find good production for it because it's fun to sing. It's a little bit more of a rocker. What else do you want to know?
Which musical artists do you draw inspiration from?
Well, my influences are really all over the place. That's a hard one to answer. I like Eminem a lot. I also love George Gershwin. I listen to music from every era. There's no music that I don't like. So, I mean, definitely in my kind of genre, women like Joni Mitchell or Stevie Nicks are a huge inspiration because they're so strong and they're so brutally honest. But as far as, musically, I listen to everything. This new album I'm making, it really moves around a lot because I finally have given myself license to pull from lots of genres so that there's something that's kind of like a rag and there's something that's, very pop, and then there's something that almost feels like dirty country or something, So anyway, that's that. I like Jeff Buckley. When I grow up, I want to be Rufus Wainwright. I don't know. Anything else?
Drink me.
Okay, well, you have to remember, with a lot of the songs off my first album, I was in high school. So, Drink Me came from the fact that within a span of about a month, I read Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Alice's Looking Glass, as well as East of Eden. I love East of Eden. I love that book so much. I loved it for its metaphors. Because I was in high school, I was required to read these books, but I kind of took it to the next level and continued on a Steinbeck train or whatever. And it's so funny way to say that. I took it to the next level. I read the shit out of those books. But excuse me. I loved that work. Same thing with F. Scott Fitzgerald, because there were metaphors in there that maybe are obvious to everybody, but to me they were so incredible and so beautiful. Like I said, Fitzgerald in The Great Gatsby, the light that's across the dock is green, like envy. And those kind of things meant so much to me as a writer. It taught me so much. And so when I read East of Eden, there's this scene with, her name is Catherine or Kate, I don't remember, but the woman who is the mother of the two boys that are the main characters, and she drinks poison, and she imagines herself getting smaller and smaller and smaller until she just disappears. And because I was reading Alice in Wonderland at the same time, or the Alice stories, I saw, I put those two things together. And again, like I said, as a 17, 18-year-old, I just had this really weird feeling like my life was about to change. And I had a feeling like these baby songs, these little secrets were going to become not secret anymore in a big way. So that's why there's this like, I'll be there in the front row, that kind of stuff. Singing about people that were my idols, people that I listened to and read, Sylvia Plath, and I loved Kurt Cobain, and I still do. And so I don't know, I think I was really looking for a mentor in a way, and also kind of nervous that this like brooding teenager with all these thoughts and like feeling unstable sometimes, and I don't know, I was just worried about what was going to come next. Also, as it turns out, there was a rival band. I know the guys earlier, who by the way are so amazing. They were talking about, I don't know if they mentioned this on stage tonight, but they were in rival bands when they were in school. So I had a girl that was the rival. She was in a ska band. Her name was Jessica Bergen, and she was amazing. She had such a good voice, and she had pink hair, and she was so cool. I was not cool. I was literary. And I went to Catholic school, so I was all, I just looked like shit all the time. I had greasy hair, the whole thing. And, but Jessica was awesome. And she and I were not rivals, but everybody else like, oh, her band and your band are playing tonight on the same night. And I was like, you either like ska or you like rock. And that was my band, or the rock band. So that was like, she's so pretty, I'm jealous, and she's lost like Alice in a painted past through a looking glass. I see me looking back because there was this fake rivalry between us. But I saw a kindred spirit looking back at me from the stage when I watched her, and we really liked each other. As it turned out, her older brother was my art teacher. He was young, like maybe 27, and he wanted to start a Rush cover band. And the guys in the band were great. Obviously, you can't have somebody, doing bad Neil Peart. He had to, everyone was really good. They couldn't find a singer. So they asked me to do it because I was in a lot of bands. And no one else can sing like Geddy Lee except for a 17-year-old girl. So he asked me to be the singer in his band. And him asking me was just like that movie, I Love You Man. He was like, Rush music? I was like, oh yeah, totally. I thought it was a genre. And I went home and I looked it up and I was listening to these songs and I was like, how am I going to learn this stuff? Because it's like math. But I did. I sang Limelight, Time Stands Still, Tom Sawyer, Red Barchetta. I was friends with the Yeti and the Sasquatch. And it was a lot of fun. My audience was very interesting. I had a lot of guys in Dungeons and Dragons t-shirts ask me to prom that year. But it was fun to perform, and my vocal range was huge. So, anyway, that's Drink Me, and a few other things.